Phones on silent?
I think they are. Yes.
Phones on silent.
On this week's podcast, I have no idea.
At everyone.
At everyone.
At followers.
At followers. One of my pet peeves at the moment.
You and me both agree on that. 100%.
I was going to say, I'm not going to name the bar. The Brogue did it. I know you work there, but...
I do. I love them.
Yeah. No, they're nice. I like all the lads.
To be fair, they've upped their online game recently. But then...
They don't have a website.
But then...
Do you know that?
They went at everyone.
At everyone. It's very annoying to me. It's a new thing that people are doing now on every page. And now, I haven't... They're the one page I haven't done it to so far. But anybody who does it at everyone or at followers.
A place that we work in recently enough did it too.
I didn't see it.
The Holy Smoke did it.
Oh, well.
They got close. They're so one of two pages that have not been deleted yet.
I didn't see it. They're lucky. If you're listening, you know who you are.
I told you last week about it. But they went at everyone. And I was like, oh, Holy Smoke mentioned me. And I clicked through. It's like, at everyone. I was like, oh my God.
Stop annoying me. If I ever type at everyone, it's because I'm dying and I need some sort of a fundraiser or
a
some
lung.
sort. Yeah, a lung. Anybody got an old spare kidney going?
That's the only way you should be allowed to do at everyone. A lung.
A lung.
Or
Kidney. But anybody who starts doing that, that's a warning to all you marketing people out there.
Stop it.
I met a few of them actually.
Stop it.
Stop. Just
Stop it.
Just stop.
So yeah.
Before when you hit that at,
Think.
Before you at. That doesn't sound right. We have to think of a catchy kind of phrase for it.
Stop before you at.
Stop before you at. Yeah.
Stop, think, don't.
At stop, think. Once again, it sounds like every week we sound like you have a stroke or some sort. At stop, think, don't.
It's like a don't. It's like a drinking driving out. Don't
at before you. Everyone. But yeah, that's another one. But I was saying the marketing people. I actually called up to the marketing ball there recently, or the marketing
me-ball.
The marketing ball.
Institute.
The me-ball.
Marketing Institute.
Called up there and it's good crack. I supplied a few machines.
Arcade machines?
Arcade, yeah.
It looked good. You sent me a picture afterwards.
I did.
And then you sent me a video of you getting in a 360 booth.
360 booth.
I don't get them.
I did think about buying one a couple of years ago. And
I don't get them.
They're cool. You can get some cool videos off them, but
they're not. They're not cool at all. The videos are literally just going around in a circle and you can see all of the debris.
But they're
around
slow
people.
motion, like.
So what? There's another. Do you ever see this guy on TikTok who goes to the Oscars and the Emmys and the Grammys?
Yeah.
And he has this camera.
Ridiculous hair.
Yeah, amazing hair. But then he's like, we're going to do this slow motion camera. And it goes 3, 2, 1, and twist. And they do a twist and the celebrity twist. And then they show it afterwards. And you're like, I could do that in my iPhone. I could do that in my Android.
This is a robot arm and it costs
but
$500,000.
And then we're going to do it again. Stand in spot. 3, 2, 1. Spin. And then they do it.
I did come across an incident before at a wedding where they had the 360 booth and the arm broke.
Whoa, so it's just a guy running around in a circle. So is it?
It's a girl holding the GoPro spinning around in a circle, absolutely sweating.
They had them all over New York. Times Square was littered with them, with people setting them up and getting and everywhere you walked in New York, all you could hear was New York, concrete jungle. No matter where you walked, it was on. And then you walk over the Brooklyn Bridge, and again,
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. But they have those 360 boots on the thing. So some guy has to lump it out there.
So instead of getting a photograph at Times Square, you get a 360.
Yeah, but I looked at the they bring an iPad. These guys who set it up, they go all out. They do a good job. But they brought an iPad and they showed it. And I was like, that's nothing special. I could take a better photograph on my phone, or I could take a better video on my phone.
No, I wouldn't have gone to look at them to invest in them if I didn't think they were good. But
people are buying into them. I get it, but I just don't.
But that's everything. Everything at these balls and fairs, everything is it lasts a while and then it's gone again. It'll be another trend. Like there was photo booths, then there was the mirror photo booths.
They're still around.
But then
that was the 360s. Next, it'll be the VR photo booth.
I'll be the first person in Cork with a VR photo booth.
Then after that,
you can have a picture with me in VR.
It'll be the 70 photo booth where you get smells off it as well. So your guests can leave a smell for you. The full experience.
I left you a smell of the stag party. What? What the hell? Guinness farts.
Speaking of a stag, I covered music bingo for you on Friday.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
I went all out. I gave it everything. I actually got sick from how much singing and going, but there was a hen there. And I was like, so when are you getting married? October. I was like, and this is your hen? She was like, well, the first. How many are you having? She was like, I don't know, a few.
A few different
And
hens.
there was 30 people at this hen, right?
Right.
So I said, you get married in 7 months. She was like, no, 10. I was like, I'm pretty sure the last time I checked the calendar, October was the 10th month. I was like, she was like, oh yeah. I was like, I hope you're better in other things than maths.
Hope she's got it in her diary.
Yep.
Did you have a stag? I was meant to go on your stag.
You covered all my
I did all the gigs. I cleaned up. I made an absolute fortune that week.
I went to Berlin and Amsterdam.
Every DJ in Cork left to go to that, and
I took liberties. I went to Berlin and Amsterdam. Like,
did I know you long then?
you did, but you were at the wedding. Like, you were invited to the wedding.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I think you just didn't want to go.
I think there was just so much on, and then I was like, all right,
I'll stay behind the cover.
I'll stay behind the cover.
I'll take the bullet.
I'll take the bullet and make all that money. Oh,
Did you have a stag?
no stag. My brother was like, what are we going to do?
I went to the cinema with you, if I remember correctly. I think I paid for you to go to the cinema,
Probably.
and I got you popcorn and a drink. I remember this.
I can't remember that at all.
I'd have to remember.
Did
the
you
film.
drug me? I brought you to the cinema and
Again?
got you some popcorn. You're bad. Have some
I
popcorn.
got you Maltesers as well.
Oh, what a stag.
And it was a box of Maltesers.
No, don't what I was looking at.
Because let's be honest with you, Maltesers taste better out of a box than they do out of a plastic, paper bag.
Oh, they're fancy, but they're not cost effective.
Maltesers taste better out of a box.
I've now gotten to the point of walking around checking chocolate weights and prices. Do you know the way they do price per kilogram? I know. I was there in Super Value there recently up looking at
You
the
look
share.
like a nutter. Just
I know a share. No, I was looking at the share bag and I was like, right, grand, that's €28 per kilogram.
You
And I
should
was
bring
like,
your own scales.
what?
Just bring your own scales. Like, the one you get for the travel scales. You can
Oh,
hang
yeah.
bags off it. Just go around the place with that.
Weighing up bags of potatoes. Sorry there now, you say a kg of potatoes there now, there's only 980.
Right, Chris Kent.
I use that.
Where did we ended up on chocolate? We started with stags and hens.
No, everyone's
Oh, yeah.
the stag, but I had no stag. I'm not really much of a. You know what? It was a waste. I prefer to spend my money doing something else I want to do as opposed to, like, I don't drink. You know that. So,
No, yeah.
like, most of the stags are people going somewhere to do something and just getting hammered and all that stuff. Do you know what?
My wife walked in when we were planning my stag. Myself and Peter were planning the stag, and she came in and she was like, "What are you doing?" We were like looking at places in Berlin to go, and she was like, "You looking at strip clubs?" Next when we turned to the laptop, we were like, "No, there's a hotel lobby that has the biggest aquarium inside." Turned out that leaked only a couple of months ago. Remember, it blew, it cracked and it blew out all the lobby and the water tank emptied out and it killed all the fish.
No way.
But we wanted to go see it and we never did. It was too far in the end.
I'm
for the
checking
hotel.
out aquariums. As opposed to strip clubs.
Aquariums instead of strip clubs.
Yeah, no, I wanted to do some sort of sports day thing where you go up to this like adventure center thing. But
That would have been good.
do you know what? I couldn't be arsed. I'd prefer to
I think we
save
should have your stag some other day. Your after stag.
after stag.
Well, it's still your stag because you didn't have one.
No, I'm married now. Can't have a stag after you got married.
Yes, you can.
Unless I divorce my wife for a week.
You should do that.
We'll see if she approves first.
Anna,
I might have to run this up.
Yeah, I've been very good at stags bar one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I normally go to the stags and I'm the kind of guy who goes, all right, it's 1 o'clock. I'm just going to go back now to the boat or to the hostel or the house or whatever it is.
No, I've gone to you and I've seen you wander off.
Yeah.
I have left you alone.
Yeah, and I just go away.
You do.
I have a
Yeah.
GPS system that just goes, hey,
Boop, boop,
go home.
boop, boop.
Homing missile, gone. I don't even say goodbye sometimes. I just walk away. I'm in the middle of a sentence and gone. But
Turn leave. Come on, why you?
one stag. I think you know the story a little bit. When I went down, there was a 2-night stag, and I couldn't make the first night because I was working. The second night I got off and I went down, but I went down late.
Where's
So
down?
when
Where's down?
to Dingle.
Right.
So when I got down there, they were all inside. It was a Rugby World Cup match, and I think South Africa and Japan were playing. It was the time that Japan beat South Africa, so everyone was
Japan.
so Japan beat South Africa. And
By the way, we're just saying Japan because of
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
So they were all in the pub, and I pulled up at this. So if you know Dingle is just kind of a main street is kind of a hill that goes up.
Yeah.
And the hotel that all the stags in is at the bottom of the hotel.
What's the name of the hotel?
I can't think. It's got a club in it as well, a nightclub.
It's called F. Something F.
I can't think of it now. Fernhill?
Fernhill, that's Clonakilty. But that's what I was thinking. Firgrove? No,
Firgrove's another one in
I know, what is it?
I don't know.
God damn.
Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce hotel at the bottom of Dingle. So everyone had a room except for the other people that were coming down for the second night.
Okay.
So I didn't know what my room was, and I was waiting, and I asked the stag, who am I staying with? And he said, you're staying with my cousins. They're not coming down as well till later on.
Okay.
So perfect. So I didn't check into the hotel. I drove to the hotel, parked up, and the bar that they were at was at the bottom of the hill around the corner. So I just threw my bag into the boot of the car, went around the corner, and the pub crawl started. We made our way up the hill, drinking each pub, up to Dinny Max at the
For
top.
the people who haven't been to Dingle, there's about 400 pubs in Dingle.
Is it Dinny Max's at the top? The one that's also a hardware store and it's got all the whiskies.
I haven't been there in 30 years.
And there was a couple of whiskey tastings up there. And I was like, come on, let's move. We're going to the next pub. And I started kind of driving it on a little
All
bit.
up, these lads have had already a day of a stag.
Yes.
And you came down now fresh faced.
Yes, you see.
Fresh faced. Look at me, guys. I'm going to go drinking.
And also very tired. And I was like, come on. And it was driving them forward. And they said, we'll see you in the nightclub. Walk away. We'll see you down below the hill in the nightclub. In my head, I heard nightclub. There's a nightclub in the hotel.
Okay.
But they went to a late bar. That's some people call a nightclub at the bottom of the hill.
There's a difference.
So when I went in the door, I saw one or two fellas from the stag who'd gone back earlier, gone back to collect stuff. And I ended up chatting away to them, thinking that all the lads were coming. And then I thought I was talking to two of the cousins. And it turned out
you thought you were to
this is at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like we were drinking since 2 o'clock in the day.
Okay, it sounded like I thought this was like an hour into drinking. No. This is literally.
So I ended up talking to these group of lads, and two of them were cousins. They were all chatting. We were all joking. And we were all out in the smoking area. We were having a great time. And I'm starting buying rounds. The two of the lads are starting to fight, and I'm breaking up a family feud. And I'm talking away. Yeah, and then I'm sitting at a table. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm talking to this guy from Boston. And he's back. He's over to spread his wife's ashes, and he was like, "I'll tell you about Whitey Bulger." And again, every so often, I'd look up and I'd see someone from the stag because they were coming back in ones or twos.
Okay,
they'd pop in, have a drink, and then go to bed. So I thought I was still on the stag. I was on the wrong stag party. So for 5 or 6 hours, I was with the wrong.
How long
stag
did
party.
it take you to notice this?
Until I woke up in the morning and I went into the toilet, and someone had destroyed the toilet in the room. Now,
what do you mean? Hold up.
Someone had taken a poop in the bathtub. Right.
Okay, that's destroying it.
And I, you know me, I don't like that kind of behavior. So I came into the room and I stood in the room, and this hotel just jams as many beds as they can into these rooms, like to more or less. So there's like 7 or 8 double beds, there's like 5 or 6 double beds, and there's a single bed, and I was in the single bed. And I came into the room, I was like, who the hell did that inside there? And I was giving out, and one guy just kind of rolled over and he's like, and who are you? I was like, I'm Colm. And they were like, why are you here? I was like, I'm friends with the stag, Mikey. And they were like, you're not, Mikey's not the stag. That's Brian. He's over there and you're in his bed.
Oh my Lord.
But I was like, they didn't care because I was buying drinks earlier on that night. Like,
I was call you out in the morning.
So I was like, right. And I couldn't find my pants then. I was like, where's my pants? Because my keys and my wallet and everything were in my pants. I was like, where's my pants?
Hold on. You don't remember half this night and you lost your pants?
No, because I went to bed. I put my pants on the floor next to the bed.
in
this room.
In this guy's, Brian's bed.
Brian, he's okay. He's with Mark or whatever his name was, right? And then I went out into the hall and I had to kind of knock on a few doors to find which room was actually mine in case. Because I thought, then I was after saying, all right, did I wander? Or did I? But I knew I didn't. But I knocked on a door to with the fellas I knew were in the other rooms. I was like, are my pants in there? And they were looking at me going, what? Now, one of the lads had given me a pair of O'Neill's shorts.
Okay.
To
proper
go up
gas shorts. Shorts.
I hear, hey, come back. And I look down the hallway and it's the same, it's Brian.
Right.
He's standing there wearing my pants. So in the middle of the night, he got up,
put on
my pants, and then went to bed with my pants on.
May have gone to the bathroom.
I'm not going to say Brian did it or not. Like, but the possibility is Brian pooped in the bathtub
and then rammed your pants. See, that's probably a reason why I should never drink. I could see me getting into predicaments like that a lot.
Like, I'm normally very good. Don't get me wrong. My wife started going, "Oh my God, why are you telling people this?" Like, but it happened. It happened. And then
it turns out Brian is now best man at your wedding. And
no, I never met him
never
again. But then I was driving home and I was like, driving Macroom, is it?
Some guy's driving along now listening to this going, wait a second.
I'm
Brian.
No, I don't even know if his name was Brian. But driving home from Macroom and I was like, oh, I can't breathe. I was like, what's wrong? I can't breathe. I thought I was having a heart attack. I had to pull over to the side of the road and I rang South Dock. And they said, you can go to Macroom. So I went to Macroom and they sat down and they were like, hey, you've got either 2 very bruised or broken ribs. I was like, what? And then I had a flashback to one of the pubs on Dingle.
It's like one of these TV shows, flashback.
You know those punching bag machines?
Yeah.
I tried kicking the punching bag.
Kicking it. They were about 5 foot off the floor.
I got it, but I also landed on my side when I came down. So I'd spent the entire night then with 2 either very bruised or broken ribs.
Is there any videos of this? How long ago was this? Was there phones?
I wasn't invited back to a stag afterwards, I'll be honest with you.
I'd love it.
But then again, all my friends were married at that point. Like, so is that why you didn't have a stag? You were like, I can't.
Couldn't imagine dealing with that. Like, say me not drinking now and having 20 fellas all doing that, trying to, I don't know, sidekick a punching bag over in Amsterdam somewhere. No, not for me. I said there now, no karting experience now is doing me fine.
I turn up.
And don't go over 10 miles an hour now. No overtaking, lads.
But yeah,
I make myself out to be right dry balls here now. But yeah.
That's how I ended up in the wrong stag.
See, that's the story. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear stories like that. What else happened? How else have you embarrassed yourself?
I haven't really.
Ribs, broken or bruised ribs.
I couldn't sit properly then for like, you know, the way you can't sleep.
You couldn't sleep properly.
You couldn't sleep properly.
So
you have to sit. You have to sit down in the kind of the chair.
You thought it was so bad you thought you were having a heart attack.
No, I couldn't breathe. Do you know what I mean? I was like, why is it so sore? Why have I got like such a pain in my side? I was like, what is wrong? Like,
you put 2 and 2 together. You're like, wait a second. All of this has come on from since I've been drinking ridiculously for the last 12 hours.
I just wasn't ready for it. Like, there was no food. I wasn't ready, but like...
Were you the reason they brought in food? Remember they had brought that in the nightclubs years ago? They had to serve food in the nightclubs.
That was the most bizarre.
It was one of the best things, and they should bring
12
it
o'clock,
back.
12:30 rolls around and someone just hands you a bowl of spaghetti bolognese.
No, it wasn't. It was just sausages and chips, but they were salted to the max.
FX used to do spaghetti bolognese.
FX, for anybody.
The keg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
And it used to be served out of the area where they took your jacket. Do you remember at the back of the... So you remember you go in the door and you'd have the dance floor to your left. You'd have the bar in front of you. And then to the right, there was this kind of almost like an Italian scene. Remember there was like an Italian window.
I can barely remember this.
It was like a white window and then there was like a kind of an Italian window up really high. And a kind of like... It was like a Romeo with the shutters. And then across in that area, there was a jacket place and just a big old bowl of spaghetti.
Get spaghetti bolognese because the rule was came in that you had to be serving food to get your late license. So that's where people started bashing out. I remember I never got spaghetti bolognese, but I did get salted chips.
I got salted chips and sausages before.
Where did I get it? Fast Eddie's. I think it was.
No, Fast Eddie's didn't exist at that time. No,
I was definitely getting
Fast Eddie's was something else before that, I think.
But you had to bring that back. I wouldn't mind that now.
Imagine. You're sighting Dwyer's 1 o'clock and someone just hands you a bowl.
So some chips. No, you're fine. Thanks. Go on.
Sloppy Joe.
Jeez, I'll tell you, I would love black pudding. Black pudding there now.
That's top tier.
Imagine black pudding being served out to you there in a bowl. I'd probably end up doing it.
Fellas would be animals though. They'd be trying to snatch it off. Imagine people going around.
But imagine there now coming out of the toilet, right? And you see him there and you see him reaching into the chips and then he offers you the bowl and you'd be like, how hungry am I? On a scale of...
Am I going to wait for my Alibaba?
I know. I'll get a pizza afterwards. You're fine. You're fine. I won't bother there. God, that's another thing. But years ago, do you know what I noticed recently? I said to somebody about some students of doing the quiz and saying that there wasn't... People were like, I was like, when do you head out or what do you do? We used to head out Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. I used to head out like every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But they were saying they barely head out nowadays. It's an event to head out.
Really?
They all go drinking in their apartments and houses now. I suppose it is too expensive, but it was explained to them that like they used to be
£20, baby.
There used to be about 3 times the amount of clubs and pubs open on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Monday there was a choice.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Wednesday.
Just going to name all the days of the weekend.
Thursday.
I tell you, do you know what happens after that? But now, like, the student population in Cork has probably quadrupled.
And yet there's only 2 bars.
There's literally 2 nightclubs, Voodoo and Secret Garden.
Yeah, but they don't even cater for them all week round.
Yeah.
There used to be 7 nights a week.
So what are people doing? Young people of Ireland.
They're drinking in their apartments. They're not drinking as much, I would assume.
But a lot of people are doing the quizzes now and all these things and just doing nothing. Like heading out. Colm's looking at the video of himself here. Oh, you can see what Colm just did there. By watching us on YouTube, look at this, me Colm. Huh? Forcing him to go to another platform.
On YouTube.
But yeah, they don't head out anymore. They used to be heading out but it used to be a lot cheaper, I suppose, then.
You can still only drink a certain amount.
But I don't drink.
And I'm just saying to people can only drink a certain amount. Even if it is only soft drinks. There's only so many you can consume in one night.
14 Red Bulls I had one night. 14 Red Bulls on my birthday. And
you
it
had
was
no sperm for 4 years.
It was an FX. It was an FX. I had it. No, everybody knew I didn't drink.
With a spaghetti bolognese.
No, spag ball was gone at that stage. But it was 14 Red Bulls. Went home, sleep like that. Snap, gone to sleep. But woke up the next morning, absolutely creased over into my stomach.
Imagine your pores just trying to get rid of the sugar, crystallized sugar in your pores.
Oh my God, 14 Red Bulls, whatever.
A lot of people is that? If you go out and you get a double vodka Red Bull, you can have 5 or 6 double vodka Red Bulls, and that's 7 cans of Red Bull, like in a night out.
See?
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I had 40.
That's a lot. And I can barely drink vodka Red Bull anymore either.
I couldn't turn them down though. People come up, Pat, I got your birthday. Here we go. I was like, all right.
Have a Red Bull. It's your birthday.
Yeah. Never again.
Heart attack, Pat. Heart attack.
What else has been happening in your week? I was watching TikTok. My life revolves around stories around TikTok recently. When I was watching that thing with Star Wars that was flying around about Cerveza Crystal. Did you see that?
They interrupted with they were experimenting with an ad.
This happened about 20 years ago. And it's or 12 years ago.
They're just going to start doing it again now, aren't they?
100%. So basically, they didn't want to interrupt the movie, so they inserted their own ad by remaking it. So somebody'd reach into their jacket to pull out a lightsaber. He'd pull out a bottle of Cerveza Crystal, and then they'd just go back.
Beer.
Yeah, go back to the movie again, like nothing happened.
So they inserted making it look like the movie, the advert, and then you're supposed to. But like. Imagine if it was like used in other films like Schindler's List or...
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, like, at what point is it become
the
wrong time?
The boy in the striped pajamas. Oh my Lord.
Jesus.
Cerveza Crystal.
Now back to the horrors.
But but now people are making their own versions of these things now, putting their all ads in. So I tell you, Cerveza Crystal stock shares are probably flying
if it still exists.
Don't know if it does. But that's all I've been looking at is that's my FYP page for TikTok has just been Cerveza Crystal for the last 2 weeks. And if you might notice, I sound a little bit better. I've been sick for the last month.
And now I'm sick.
Now you're sick.
No, I'm sick. I'm getting a little bit better though. We went to Killarney on Mother's Day and I was really sick. But we went to the Aquadome in Tralee first.
Is that still a thing?
It is. And did you know it is a time capsule?
I was just supposed to say it's probably still stuck in 1992.
It looks exactly like it opened the day it opened. I went in there and I was like, "Oh my God!" It's like I was here on my school tour. I was just like,
the Aquadome.
Aquadome.
Remember that? Open up. It was like it was the Sphere. It's like the Sphere in Las Vegas. It was the same thing. It was like
that was national news.
It was like the Aquadome. It's a big place, and they've got a swimming pool.
They would have sent Pascal Sheehy down there to do a report on the day it opened. Like that was big. This is Ireland's first indoor slide, or something like that. I don't know, but it could have been. This is the first slide that's got a twist in it, But
we lost 4 kids in the first day, but
that's a success back in the 90s. It's exactly the same. But the fact is, it is still immaculately maintained. So they must have bought all the extra tiles or they must have bought all the other stuff because there's not a mark a broken tile. It is exactly the way it looked. They must have the same posters up behind the counter and everything like from
Still have
1982.
troll dolls inside in the claw machines.
Troll dolls are back now, man.
And Alf.
Troll dolls are back. Alf dolls, yeah.
Alf dolls and original troll dolls.
All right.
Original
Win
ones.
VHS.
But I never went to Aquadome. Never in my life. I was more of a Trabalgan kind of a guy.
We should go and do a podcast down in the Aquadome.
Hi, we're down in the Aquadome, two of us in our swimming togs.
Try out this. What we should try and do is see, because they've still got the speedometer thing over this.
Speedometer?
So it tells you how fast you went down the slide and how long it took you. We should do a Pat versus Colm to see who can go down the slide the fastest.
Nobody came back to me with katsu curry. A lot of people get. Remember,
Someone did text again to say that katsu curry is for children. It's not an actual Chinese or Japanese dish.
I don't.
It's for
care.
kids. It's a glorified kids meal.
So,
And I totally
so was Nando's.
don't care. I love
beautiful.
it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but first up, right? We're Aquadome. I can't see me going there.
We're going to the Aquadome and we're going to do a Pat versus Colm on the slide.
We should start a series of Pat versus Colm video series.
Oh, done?
But do we have to go to the Aquadome?
Yes.
We literally have a bowling alley within 100 meters of
We
us.
can do that too. We can start small, but we're going to make it to we're going down.
We can go the quickest.
I've got a free ticket and all.
I'll be shaving my head and my legs and everything, trying to pick up speed going down. I'll be in the budgie
Standing
smuggler.
at the top, KY gelling himself up.
Trying to. Well done, Pat. You gained another mile per hour. I can go quicker. Get me the Mac. Get the Mac 3.
Kissing his egg at the top and sticking it into his pants, cool running styles. And you've got like aloe vera at the bottom to solve the burdens afterwards.
I see that with my kids. I can't even do that. My kids coming down the slides recently, down in Ballincollig. Do you know the way they kind of stop at the end of the slide? If I touch them, I'm going to get a static shock. So,
oh yeah.
So
What is with the static shocks?
So I know just kick my kids off the back at the bottom of the slide to take the static charge out of it. So wait till the kids get back down and then bit of a kick, take the static shot. Yeah, but just let you know for public warning, make sure it's your kid before you kick them off the bottom of the slide.
That would help, all right.
So
the Aquadome hasn't changed a bit. Killarney is still that whole strip of hotels along there. It's just short of casino. That could be the Vegas of Ireland.
Well, they have the Sphere. I mean, the Aquadome.
No, that's Tralee.
Oh, sorry.
I was saying about Killarney. Killarney has this like a long strip, and it's just all hotels along it, and they all have a kind of a look to them.
Killarney shuts down for like 3 months.
It does, yeah, it does. Yeah.
I was down there, and I was talking to people. They were like, "Oh, sure, yeah, November we just shut down." And I was like, "Really?" I said, "When did you open back up?" Just before Paddy's.
Yeah, just before Paddy's. There's a load of buses coming in now. I saw them, and they all had the Bostonian accent, like, oh yeah. I'm a state trooper. I'm a trooper. Khakis.
That's all you have
I'm
to say.
here to see where the O'Malley's came from.
The Blarney Stone.
Yeah, that's Killarney.
Yeah, but they're going to head up to Blarney.
Yeah. We got 3 days here, and then we're going up to some other place in Kilkenny.
But do you know any other town that just shuts down for like 3 months of the year?
Yeah, I was at one in Halifax in Canada. And like, so we were there. The first week we landed, it was like the week before Halloween. And we went out onto the boardwalk down there. There was businesses everywhere, and there was whole. Like 6 days later, we went up to the same boardwalk, and it was all closed up. And I was like, "What? Is it because it's midweek? Is it the Thursday?" And they were like, "No,
that's it.
It's the end of the season.
Season's over."
And it's like there's notices in the window that said, "See you at the start of next season in May." I was like, "What?" They all have 2 or 3 jobs. They all like, so when they're finished in the shack there, they go off and they do something else somewhere else.
I just remember this from the Jersey Shore. Remember they used to get, did you ever watch that show?
Seasonal jobs.
Seasonal jobs. But Killarney's not like a beach town or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
It's all about, like, are you going to, like, if you're an American, do you want to go to Killarney in December? Do you? Nah. You want to go up the Gap of Dunlow when it's a bit greener. When you get the sun, and the blue skies.
Sunshine Chasers, that's all there. Sunshine Chasers in Killarney. Come out when it's -6 and sideways rain. Come on, experience real Ireland.
People live in the Gap of Dunlow. There's a school in the Gap of Dunlow. That's nuts.
I drove that. Did I ever tell you I drove basically the coastline of Ireland in a Mini?
Did you?
I did.
We both got very new.
2004. We drove the whole way. 86
actual
minis.
Coastline.
The coastline.
How long did it take?
All the way up the west, and we went down the east coast ourselves.
How long did it take?
We did it over a couple of days.
Yeah, like how many days?
Was it 3 days, I think?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a long old journey.
Yeah.
But you and me have also got it.
And I got interviewed on ESPN,
That's actually really, really good.
which I have no footage of, unfortunately.
Should we contact ESPN and see if we can get it?
I'd say chances of it is gone now. 2004, 20 years ago. My God, yeah. Getting old.
16 years ago, we travelled around Ireland in every county in 24 hours.
19 hours.
19 and a half hours.
Was it 19 and a half?
19 hours, 30 minutes. We did every county, including the north. And to get back to where you start was 19 and a half hours.
We got a picture with every
border sign.
Yeah.
Border.
In fairness, was it Limerick was a bit of an easy one?
Why?
I think it was like Cork, Limerick, Kilkenny. It was like
Tip, Clare.
It's
You got all
like-
of
we
them in
got
the space
them,
of
but-
like 3 or 4 minutes.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden but like the longest part is to get in and out of Cork.
It's yeah.
You're 45 minutes before you get from where you are, or nearly an hour before you get to the border of Kerry, and then you're like, Kerry,
Yeah.
Clare, Tip, Kilkenny.
I had a friend who used to live down in West Cork. He's like, driving to Dublin. Halfway to Dublin, I'm still in Cork.
But we have to be the first people to actually document it. Maybe someone did it before us, but no one documented it. And like we have proof, and we have the GPS mapping and coordinating, and we have the pictures, and we submitted it to the newspapers, and we
NASA told NASA followed us.
But no one else seemed to have documented it. So I'd like to say that we were the first to do it.
19 and a half hours. Perfectly legal
No,
driving.
we didn't break the speed limit. That was one of the
Perfectly legal
rules.
driving.
That was one of the rules. You can't break the speed
just
limit.
want to make sure of that. Because somebody come on and go, not a hope. It's possible. But I said, there were some places now you hit the border of a county and then you're gone. Like,
Yeah. Well, we have to wrap it up. I've got to go, unfortunately, to take kids.
Colm said this is going to be a short old podcast.
Yeah, it is. Sorry about that. Pat, you can speak away on your own if you want to.
I'm just going to sit here. And
in silence.
back in 1984, I was then...
Pat's old man rants.
The guards. The guards.
They gave you good funding.
I tell you
Not
what
like
now,
today.
I tell you.
You can get away with murder.
We'll finish it up here. A nice quick one there for people. It's sweet.
Yeah, it is, yeah,
We'll
it
just
is.
leave it up.
Thanks very much. A few people sent us pictures of Smartie mugs. And
I got pictures of loads of mugs, and I got pictures of people with matching Italian 90 and 1994 pin collections, the same ones that I had at home as well.
I sent you a picture of a 2002 Saipan Japan Japan.
You didn't send me any Cork milk 800 Cork.
Oh,
800
that's my
milk
house. I
bottles.
was in my parents' house when I got the other one.
I don't care.
I'll send you the 800 bottle from the house.
And I want one with milk, original milk.
Original milk. And I'll fill it with milk.
And I wanted the old foil top in the top of it as well.
The
Just to
foil
make it.
tops.
Do you remember that? Foil
And
top.
then you'd get them and make them into currency. You'd use them as a, like, you know.
What?
You'd have blue and red tops. The blue are worth more than the reds.
I don't know.
So you'd make your own coins out of them at home.
I'll just know.
As a kid, not know as an adult, like not going into a shop, I'd like to buy some sweets.
Yeah,
And then going to use my bottle tops.
This is not how the recycling works, sir. The new machines. Yeah, we used to have the milk bottles delivered to school, and the crows. The crows used to get into the milk has arrived. Get out, get the milk. Go out. We used to have to run out, grab the milk before the crows pecked through the silver tops.
Do you remember back in school you used to get the little...
I love how we're finishing this. We're getting kicking. We're flying it.
Do you remember right when you were in primary school or maybe secondary school, there was the little cartons of flavoured milk?
No,
Cool Crocker. Do you remember Cool Crocker?
way too fancy for me. We didn't have that at all.
But one time we were inside
We'd only
school
one pair of wellies before the found family.
and our principal was from Kerry, lovely man, really nice man. Sometimes he wasn't paying attention, you know, and would kind of like, he'd ask a question, wouldn't really hear the answer and would mistake, you know, just kind of go.
Okay.
So it was on the ground and someone had spilt this carton of
Crock, did you call it?
Cool Crocker on the floor.
Cool Crocker.
And he came along and was like, who spilt that? And someone said, that was Cool Crocker, sir. Or who spilt that milk? And someone said, that's Cool Crocker, sir. And he was like, what class is he in?
The Crockers from the West Cork, is it?
Crockers. Wait, and what class is he in?
What class is he in? Cool Crocker.
But I'll never forget, the place was laughing and he just didn't know what was going on, but the whole place just broke there.
That's how teachers get nicknames.
Oh, Cool Crocker.
We'll have to go through nicknames of some of our teachers that are down the line.
If you're listening, teachers, we're coming for you next week. Yes.
And there's one or two that I can't mention their names. Some teachers I still meet today and have a chat with them. They're good. They're nice.
All right, we're going over teachers' nicknames next week.
Next week.
All right, that's it from me anyway. Thanks
Colm's
very
out of
much.
here. I'm going to sit here and sit and just rant for the next hour.
Guards.
I'll tell you what now. Car insurance, the guards, and I don't know. I'm still ranting over my Pepsi Max prices, but
keep sending in pictures to us anyway, and keep ranting for Pat.
next week Colm will have that WhatsApp number set up. I promise.
Oh, I will.
Right, we're going to leave you out there. See you next week. Bye.
See you next week. Thank you.
I tell you what, the guards, disaster.